Hello? Can everyone hear me now? Wow, great start. Okay, so OBS just defaulted to nothing. There was nothing entered in the audio, but the level's going. So I thought I was, sorry. Let's start again. Cheers, everyone. Almost finished my coffee already. No time to get a new one. Almond milk this morning. Yum, yum. That's okay. I'm all caffeinated now. Whew. So, bad start. Bad start, but that's okay. Got lots of cool things today to show and talk about. Wow, threw me completely. I also have some sparkling water. Hydrating myself. So, oh my gosh, okay, well, a couple of things. Got a desk here today to work on, so you'll be able to see properly. You might see that my camera is sitting just here. That is because I've got a new camera stand, which includes a light, a LED panel that you can see the cable hanging down, because it's battery powered, but I'm currently running it off power, so it doesn't run out, because it only lasts about an hour and a half. So I have I'll show you it all with a different camera in a moment. So that's cool. So I can work on my desk now, and you'll be able to see properly what I'm working on. I've got my tank here, and I've got a whole bunch of goodies on my desk. Some things borrowed and some things bought, some new things. I'm rethinking the whole tank, how it's all going to work. And I have a purpose for it, but I'm not going to reveal what that is yet. I want to see if I can get it kind of working first, and if I can, then I'll tell you what I have planned for Tanky, because I think it could be kind of cool. Yeah, that's about all the news I've got. Still got a sick home at home. I was sick a lot last week. Actually took Friday off work, some of Thursday, and I left work early on Thursday and took Friday off work, and I was pretty much just working from home, bits and pieces on the weekend. When you've got 4 people sick at home, you bounce around the sickness. As one person starts getting better, they catch it again. So I didn't get everything I wanted done on Tanky during the week in preparation for this, so I'm going to have to do a lot of it on stream today. But I think I've got all the bits and pieces, so I think that could be cool. I think it's for carrying beers up the this can't go up the stairs. And yes, Braden, I know it's not a real tank, it's a shitty plastic Banggood effort, but that's okay. It's going to be perfect for what I want to do with it. Okay, let's start by going through and saying hi to folks in chat. Yombo Prime, hello. Good morning. Michael, good morning. Did you get your coffee? Christian, hello. Didier, hello. Alan, Madsen, hi. Antonio, Graham, hello. Braden tweeted, replied to my tweet about the stream, showing a much bigger, better tank that pretty much drove over and destroyed, crushed a tank like mine. You know, it's not the size, it's what you do with it, right? Move on. Dave Harris, hello. Good morning. Ian, Scott Johnson, hello. Mr. England, hi. Drum roll. 042, hi. David Esser. Jashipu, hello. Andy Day, yay. And I lost my list. It's gone backwards now. X-Micron, good morning. Just Andy Mouse, I might have. Okay, I'm going backwards now, don't know. Modular Engineering, hello. Jeremy, good morning. Simon, hello Simon. I hope you're well. Embedded Hobbyist, hi. Richard, good morning Richard. John Clayton, hello. Flowrider65, hi. Habub, I can never pronounce it. Hababua, something like that. Apologies. Dutch Taurus, hi. Did I say hi to Andy Day? I don't know. I've lost track. Imla, hello. Pro Engineering, good morning. Okay, I think that's everyone that I can... Oh my god, I'm getting really bad at this whole... Yeah. Okay, so... at the end of the stream last week, Peter Homan mentioned that he's got some batteries and charger and stuff. He actually did bring it around, but not on the Wednesday. He came past on the Thursday. So I actually have a 3.6. It's a 2S battery pack. No, 3S. It's a 3S. Yeah. 3600 milliamp hour battery pack. And brought me a charger and the charger balancer and a bunch of the connectors for this, right? So I already got that onto the tank the other day, and I discovered, what do you think of the Yamaha iPulse machines? I don't think anything about them because I've never used one, never seen one. I really can't offer any thoughts on it, sorry. Kevin, good morning, hello. So I'm just going to switch over to my top-down view. Okay, so I've got my camera here. There's a couple of shadows from the light that'll peter out as the rest of the light comes up. So that'll soften a bit. Unfortunately, black on grey, I need to have the light a little bit bright. So this was my controller, obviously. As you can see, I've got the battery connector connected to it, and I've got my Tiny S3, which I had a battery connected. And so we had some problems with this last week when it was running off normal power, and I'm getting the same problem off here. And I think I've triple checked my wiring of the board, the chip, and everything else. There's something wrong with the chip or something. So what I worked out was that I can go full power going forward on either one or both, and I can go full power going reversed on either one or both. But if I go full, if I go any power at all going forward on one and reverse on the other one, they both stall. It can't run one forward and one reverse. It just does that whole and won't move. But if I put them both forward or both backwards, or just one forward and backwards or the other forward and backwards, it works perfectly fine. So there's something wrong when it's trying to run both of them in different directions. And I can't resolve it. I've triple checked as I said, the schematic, my layout, the output I'm getting from the chip, my PWM from the board, everything is fine. It just will not drive a motor forward and backwards at the same time. So I decided to abandon this completely. What was the bridge or software like? Well, there isn't one. The chip is just, it's that STM, God, I can't remember the chip number, L293DD. It's a very old dual H-bridge chip, very, very old. Are you still using the Janky motor driver with the 5-volt voltage? No, sorry, I powered it off 5 volts, tried that, made no difference. And I confirmed that I can actually run it off 3.3 volts. Like I get the same results anyway, but powered off 5 volts. So okay, I'll go through all the new stuff I bought, but one of the things I got was a big power bank, right? I didn't get this specifically for here. I got it for the tank, but not for this setup. But when this arrived, I ran the Tiny S3 off 5 volts, and I fed the 5 volts into the actual power module. I was still controlling the PWM by 3.3 volts, but you can do that in the data sheet. It's quite clear, you can do it. Power is supposed to be 4.3 volts or above. So I powered it all off 5 volts and had this driving the power, and I got exactly the same problem. So there's just something weird going on with the chip. The chip wasn't getting hot. It just would not do one way and one the other way. If you power it with 5 volts, with 5 volt voltage drop. Because of a fraction too high, not letting the tank to rotate. What? Sorry. If you power it with 5 volts, what do you mean power what with 5? I'm not powering the motors with 5 volts. I'm powering the chip with 5 volts. There's 2 power pins. So I'm powering the motor itself with 11 point something volts, which the motors seem to work perfectly fine with. And I was powering the actual board and chip, the power pin for the chip with 5 volts and 3.3, right? And can I tell you, when this was running at full speed forward, it was so fast I had to run to chase it. Like it just zoomed away, right? It just can't do one forward and one reverse. Doesn't matter which combination. It doesn't matter how much I PW, what setting up, 50%, 100%, it doesn't matter. As soon as I do one forward and one backwards, the thing just sits there jittering and going, ee! You can hear the motors going. There's something to do with the chip. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not using this anymore because one of the things I wanted on this was a camera. And you'll understand why soon. Not what you think. So I wanted a camera on here, and I started playing around with ESP32 cameras. I've got some camera boards here. Where's my camera boards? I've got 2 different ESP32 camera boards. Plus I was playing with a couple of the OV, what are they? 7670 cameras. Here, I've got this one here. And I've got actually an official Espressive camera connected to a Tried a Pico D4, the actual dev kit. I tried an S3 chip. I couldn't get the camera to work half the time, and when I did, it was just slow and low res and whatever. And so I thought to myself, you know what? Let's rethink all of this. So, yeah, there's something to do with the H-bridge on this chip. I don't know what it is. So the H-bridge no, it's an all-in-one chip. It's an all-in-one chip. You just connect everything up, and it's supposed to work. But it's a very, very, very old chip. Can we get some magic smoke on perp? No, no magic smoke. No magic smoke. So, what did I get? Well, I've got to pull this apart in a moment. But, as I mentioned, I've got a pretty big battery, which I may or may not need. And I've got this battery that was lent to me. And to go along with that, I've got a couple of different DC to DC converters. I've got this one here from DF Robot, which is a solder job. SY8205. It takes 7 to 30 volts in and gives you 5 volts. It says 5 amp maximum out, but I think it's 3.5. I wouldn't. So that's a 3.5 out, 5 volt. Let me get closer. You can have a look at it. And let me see if I can focus. Okay, so there's that one. And I also got this, which I thought would be more, which I thought would be more convenient, but it's considerably bigger. So this is another DS robot DC-DC converter, and this one is USB based. So you got power coming in, so DC 24 12 volt to 5 volt 3 amp, and this one gives me a USB port on the out. So I thought this would be more convenient, but it's pretty big, right? But this would allow me to drive the, well, as you'll see in a moment, the motors and my 5 volt source off here. Yeah, it's a really old chip, Handy Mouse, and it's fine. I thought it would, like, if it worked both like the way I wanted it to, even though it was a crappy chip, it would have done what I needed to do. So the other thing I got was, I already had a Raspberry Pi, and I already had a camera. I need to zoom back at it just a bit. But I got this, I can't pull it off now. I got this motor shield. It's an Adafruit motor shield. That's as close as I can get. Actually, I've got, let me, so 1 second. Okay, so it's this motor shield here from Adafruit, and the issue I had with the Raspberry Pi was its PWM is pretty bad, and I need to be able to PWM a motor driver to be able to control speed and stuff. This particular motor driver that they sell, actually, that's an older layout version of it. This one's more compact. It actually has a PWM chip on it, as well as can drive 4 motors, and I believe it can do 4 bidirectional, or it does 2 bidirectional, and also can control steppers, 2 steppers, and it's a Python library. And well, let's go a Pi, and by going a Pi, it also means that, that way, it also means that I can have a camera, which I really desperately want on here, and again, you'll find out why shortly. And so the first challenge was getting output from the camera in a really nice quality that's really low latency, that goes into the stream. So I did this. Oop. So this is me just moving the camera around. I'm going to aim it at me. Okay, and so from a latency point of view, it's really not great camera angle, but I needed something that was really low latency. I get that there's a delay going to the stream, right? But I needed the update through the camera to be as fast as possible. By the way, so I was going to say, here's my new, my new camera rig. So it's quite tall. It's a multi-rotational, kind of weird, hard to show on this camera. Anyway, so this camera is one of the V3 cameras. It's autofocus, and it's got good picture fidelity, which is what I needed. What are you asking? What software I'm using to capture from the camera? So I created a service. So this is running all the time. So one of the problems of doing streaming from a camera on the Pi, especially if you're doing like a socket-based streaming or something, is that as soon as I do this and click back on me, the socket disconnects on the camera and the app stops running. And then you've got to manually start it up again. So I actually wrote it as a service, and so anytime you move away from it, it restarts itself and waits for the next socket. So when I click back on it, it takes a little bit of a second, and just that buffering issue, and then it's back again, right? So it never stops running. It's running all the time in the background, which is great. And because it's running as a service, it frees me up to run my Python code without having to also do OpenCV capture and all sorts of other stuff, right? So what that means is I can now, I've got a camera going that I can stream directly to OBS or to anywhere to capture it, but OBS is capturing it right now, which means you can see what the tank is seeing. And that's important. So should I tell you what I want to do with this, or should I see if I can get it working first? I can't decide. While we think about it, I've already started getting some code going. So I need to obviously get MQTT going on here, which I pretty much got. I haven't done anything on the software yet to control it, right? I've got the motor driver stuff installed. It does connect to my MQTT server, so I can send it a message. We'll try that in a moment. And so I should be able to just rewire the tank to this new motor driver and immediately be able to control it, hopefully, off the battery pack, and I can power the Pi off the battery, and I should be able to have a fully battery-powered tank that I can stick on the ground with a camera, which I will get to the mounting in a moment, and then have chat control. Now, one other thing that I got, which I didn't show yet, and it's I don't know, eventually it'll be something that I'll get working, maybe, but I bought one of those turret kits, a tilt and pan turret kit. I've got a bunch of servos here for it already, and so that is what I'm planning on mounting the camera to eventually, although right now I don't want tilt and pan control on the tank, and you'll find out why shortly. Everyone's saying just get it working, so I'll get it working. So I've got that to put together as well. I just got a little plastic one, but I'm going to have to get all of this into the tank somehow. It doesn't really matter how high the tank is. So I think it's time to just start. Let's just see if we can get this going. It should be fairly straightforward, I'm hoping. So I'm going to just pull the power plug out here. I can just reuse this. It's just got frills on them. They probably won't fit. So the only thing is this motor driver's got the little, are they 2.54? I think they're 2.54 millimeter screw terminals. So I'm not going to be able to get frills in those. I'm just going to get a mat to put under this, because I don't care about the desk, but it's got that scratchy sound when I'm moving stuff around. That's better. Okay, so I probably want to shut the Pi down to start with, so I will do that. Sudo shut down now. Bye. Okay, I'm going to shut it down while I power it all up. See the LED. Oh, the LED was flashing. I wonder if I can turn the brightness down of the light. It gets very bright. It's a pretty, obviously the camera adjusts for it, but it's a that's with it off. Maybe I can even leave it off at this point. I'll turn it on a little bit. Okay, so I've got an on-off switch here, so I don't have to actually unplug it because the cable will fall on the floor. So I'm going to need to probably cut these wires so I can get them into the screw terminal. Of course, my desk is now in front of my drawer, and I can't. I have to move the desk if I can to get my cutters out. Okay, good. Okay, so cut these. I need to get my strippers. You know which strippers I mean. Actually, I need that light, not for you guys, but for me, so I can see. But it's nice having an overhead camera again, so I can show you what I'm doing. Okay, so how far can I get that cable? Okay, positive, negative. Yeah, they're tiny screw. Where am I do I have a little screwdriver? I'm gonna have to open my drawer again. I should have just got all my tools out already. I need a little flathead. Little flathead, hello. Okay. Pull the power out of the camera. Okay, that was unfortunate. Caught in my desk when I moved the thing. Okay, I hope you can still hear me, but yeah. Okay. Sorry, as I moved my desk to get to the drawer, the I pulled the camera out, the power cable for the camera. It was an accident. Sorry, I can't get to my screwdrivers. I need to find a small, flat. Sorry, wait a second. Okay. Lucky I have two sets. It's an action movie for sure. It's a whoops. I quickly set this up this morning. Wow, why is that gone so bright? That is way too bright. It obviously, no, it's losing its settings. What's going on? Hey Dutch Maker. Hey Mad Techie. Hello Meow. Anyone I haven't said hi to? Pete. Hello. Luke. Down the shed with Jason. I'd like to see some videos of your SMD placing machine. First video I saw was the one about the machine you got stitched up on. I've got videos. Check my channel. I've got my Juki, my new Juki. I've got videos of it pick and placing up there. Hey Loki. Who else have I missed? If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. Yeah, I quickly put all this stuff together this morning. Didn't really have a lot of time. Okay, these little 2.54mm screw terminals are not, or maybe they're 3.5s, I don't know. So this one doesn't even close. Great, this screw terminal's broken. Oh no, this one's broken. Why has it gone dark all of a sudden? Hey JF. Okay, my camera did not like being shut off like that. At all. Great. Come on, screw terminal, work. No. This screw terminal's broken. Well, that's a great start. Okay, I might have just jammed it down. Maybe this will work. Okay, try this again. If I open it too far to get this in, I then can't close it again. Yeah, this is not good. I don't really want to pull this apart and resolder a new one on. Yay! What? It got there in a few days and then they wouldn't deliver it? Why wouldn't they deliver it? And got there in 2 days? No way, that's way too quick. Sorry, I'm really struggling. I don't even know if I've got a replacement screw terminal. I might have to cut some of these wires off. So it's not opening all the way and it won't close properly. Let me just get rid of some of these wires. Really didn't want to do this. I mean, this is auto cable.
John Clayton says they kept saying the path to my mailbox was blocked when it wasn't.
Really? Sounds like a lazy postal service people to me. We have those here in Australia as well. Okay, it's in. Please let me close, please. Okay, it's not very tight. Okay, so we have power. We have power. Could be a bit closer.
John Clayton says lazy postal delivery person.
Yeah, we get that a lot here. I really wish I knew what was happening with the lighting on this. We really didn't like having the power pulled out. Okay, so we've got power. Now I need to get these motors out. Over here, I'm going to leave the rest of the board just intact, but okay. So this is all I need, is just these wires, the 4 wires. The direction of this is going to be a little bit annoying with the power, but we'll get there. So motor M1 and M2. M1, ground, M2. Okay, and does it say which one's positive and negative? It doesn't really say. I'll have to check. Let me check the instructions. Oh, yeah, it's disconnected. It'll reconnect when I power it up. Assembly. Okay, it doesn't tell. Using DC motors. M1, M2, M3, M4. Okay. I guess it doesn't matter which way I wire them. I just have to work out which way's forward and back on each one. So if I do them consistently, that's all I should really need to worry about. Yeah, right angle USB plugs. Yeah. Maybe. Okay, so I'm going to go, depending which way it's oriented, I might go, I'm worried I'm going to rip these wires off the motors. I reckon I am. All this back and forwards can't be good for them. So if I go positive, negative, and then positive, negative, and then go positive, come on, now I'm really hoping whatever the issue was is going to be gone with this and it was the other motor driver, but you know, not so lucky sometimes. Okay, so there's a pi connected to the motors. I'm going to need a battery in here. I'm not going to use the DC to DC converter yet, because I have to rewire everything to do that. So, and I don't have a power switch, and I don't have a way of checking the current at the moment. You could make a PCB with a vertical USB plug and solder your wires to that. Yeah, I could. What do I think about the new iPhone? I only saw some brief posts about it this morning when I woke up at 4:30 this morning, so I really wasn't focusing much on it. So I don't really know. The new processor looks great, and the brand new design of their GPU sounds extremely interesting. But okay, so I'm going to need the battery bank for this. Thankfully I've got a so power in, out goes there, and I don't know how the wires for the motor aren't very long, so and I don't want to rip them off, so I've got to be really careful. But so I'm going to turn this maybe around and then unplug this. Okay. Lots of cables now. So many cables. I'm a bit worried. It's all going to fall off. And I've got to make sure nothing's touching the tank wheels. So this is a bit of a mess. I'm not sure how I'm going to hold it all together right now. Maybe like that. Yeah. Got to get that power cable off that. So, okay, I'm going to turn on the bank. Where's the button for the bank? Uh-oh. Can't see the button for the bank. Okay. Okay. Bank. Why is that not turning on? Oh. Because I had the switch off? No? Got power. I'm not seeing LEDs on the Raspberry Pi. Can I not power the Raspberry Pi from this battery bank? Not a chance, come on. No, not powering up. Screw termites, what? Shorted. No. I don't think anything is shorted. I haven't got any other power plugged in yet. I mean, if I take the hat just temporarily off, it's not. Oh, shit. Come on. It's gonna be gentle. Okay, the hat is off. So I've just got the Pi and the battery. I can see the power.
Alan Madsen says, which RPI is it, a Model 4 need 5.2 volt?
Yeah, it's a... This is a brand new power pack, but I used to run a Pi off my other one. I just can't find my other pack. It's somewhere in a box. Out. That's really bizarre. Oh, if I don't do it through the switch, it seems to work. Why is that cable not staying in? Okay, it's working if I do it through, not through that switch. I think there's something wrong with this cable. Because it's not, yeah, there's something wrong with this cable I'm using. It's not staying in. That's why. It's my cable. I mean, that's bad, but it's good. Good to know. I need a different USB cable. A short one. Where do I get a short USB? Must have one lying around here somewhere. Oh, maybe I can use one of these. That's not very short. Okay. Ah, see, that clicks in. Yeah, okay, it was that cable I was using. It wasn't staying in. There we go. Except, yeah, I'm gonna have to wrap this cable around a bit. And I need to turn this off. I need to wait to finish this booting. I don't want to crop the card. But it's working now. So it was just that cable. Bloody USB cables. What? Hey, Johnny. Come on, boot. I want to power it off when it's not writing to the SD card. Oh, interesting. I don't know how to power it down. Okay, let's get this back on without wrecking the wires for the motor. Okay, so let's try this again. Unfortunately, there's posts that stick up here, which isn't great. So it's really hard to get the batteries and everything in together. But we'll do our best. And Sion's best is often not good enough. Okay, Pi's powering up. That's good. I'm not using the switch now, and I just need to get this power connected. I'm worried about depleting the main battery. I've got a charger, but what happens if I power it? Hopefully nothing. Okay. So this is now powered. I need to lift it off. I've got my Trefferty, whatever, I haven't opened yet. My zippy thing, I'm going to lift that up and put the tank on it. Hopefully. And I'm going to zoom out. So hopefully I can control this now. I need the camera to not be lying against there. Camera can just be looking wherever right now. So I do have a light on the motor driver here, and I've got the motors connected, and nothing should be touching the wheels. So that's all now battery operated and remote. So if I let's see if I can reconnect to the Pi. Oops, can't type. No, I'm connected via Visual Studio Code, so I can actually code on it. Okay, so we're connected. So the Pi's up, Wi-Fi's up, we're connected. No smoke. Smells okay. I'm going to... So the code's pretty simple, but I haven't actually worked out. So I go a bit more to do. If ID equals 1, motor rate equals speed, L if ID equals 2. I know, I could just go L if, but I might use a, oops, motor 2 equals speed. Okay, so the first thing we're going to try, yeah, I've not been enthralled by their things recently either, I gotta say. Before I connect that up, I also want to make sure this runs and that we can send it messages. That's not what I want to do. Okay, so if I run it, it's just in there working. And so if we go, please just let me do it for now, or I'll disable it. If I do 1, 1, Tanky 1, 1. Right, I'm going to have to decode it's coming as a byte string. But it got the message, which is good. Run what? What? Okay. So that's good. So we need to when I get the message, when I get the payload, I'm just going to stop this. I need to split it. I need to convert it to a string. I can remember how to convert a byte string. Anyone remember how to convert a byte string to just a string? Damn it. Python byte string to string. Bytes to string. Can I just use in code? Can I? Decode. Okay. Okay, yep. Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so that's the message. We're going to actually we're going to say if data, we're going to say if that in data, we're going to say motor bits equals data dot split, and we're going to call set motor 1, motor bits 0. Oh, we also need to whoops, 2, 1, if length of motor bits equals 2. We only want it to happen if there are 2 bits of data. Okay. Hey Mako, how you doing? So this might make it work. Here we go. Please no one else do it. Oh, what did I do? Split. Oh, yeah. Left off the quotes. Oh my gosh. I've been in ReFlowMaster Pro code for a while. Okay, we're going to go, let's see if we can get one of them going. 1, 0. Here we go. Ooh. Why is that equal? What? If len motor bits equals 2. Oh my god. If len motor bits. Oh, silly. Okay, try that again. Tanky 1, 0. Cross your fingers. Nope. The value is not none and value greater than. If it's 0, it has to be a none. Really? Speed, if speed doesn't equal 0, else none. Okay. Once again, we'll get there. We will get there. I just want it to Tanky 1, 0. Oh, yeah, good point. I'm sending a string. That also doesn't help. That's why. Okay, I'm going to send this as a float. Wow. Rough. What was I saying about coding on a stream? I was hoping to get a lot of this stuff already going beforehand. One more time for good measure. Jesus, heart attack. Okay, now the other one. Okay, they look to be back to front. Whoa. That's pretty fast and loud. Okay, hang on. Okay, set to 0, 0. Interestingly...
Dutch Taurus says exclamation mark.
Sorry? Yeah, I forgot the S. I know, I forgot it, but this was just getting really loud. How crazy was that? That's fast. Nothing's hot. Nothing is hot. So that's good. But the battery fell off. Like, that was just making so much. That was full on. Whew. Okay, so let's try. I need to get it, okay, slower. 0.2, 0.2. Let's get them both going at the same time, hopefully. Okay, 0.2 is a struggle, but it's going. But see, one of them is reversed. So Okay. So I can fix that. I can rewire it. I can just fix it in software. I'm just going to fix it in software just for the moment. Make one of them be a negative value. I'll change the wires later. For now, I don't want to. If I pull this apart to change the wires, I'm scared I'm going to rip off one of the wires from the motor. So I'm not sure it's a current specific issue, but like I was doing that at 20% PWM, which is probably a little bit too low. So I just wanted to see if I could get them both going together, and I can. So if I start this again now, I should be able to get them going with, yeah, the other one couldn't do this. So I go Tanky, 0.5 colon 0.5. They should both be going in the same direction. That's at 0.5. That's fast. Okay. That's 0.3. Oh, look at that. Wow. I don't know. Did you start adding a sensor? What do you mean by sensor? So I don't know what that is. I mean, these motors could also be just shit. I don't know, but is there something touching them? No. Okay. What do you mean by sensor? Yeah, that was a bit too low, but 0.5 seemed to be like the minimum to set it to. Oh, no, there's no sensors on it. It's not designed to auto drive. Okay, so this is working. Obviously, I haven't got a scripting language yet, like Turtle, logo type commands yet, but that's okay. So, shall we talk about what I want to do? Oh, not the frequency of not the duty cycle, the frequency. Well, I don't know what the frequency, I think that's all done by their software. I'd have to go through and look. They've got a PWM chip on there. I don't know how to set the frequency. I'm not running the motors under voltage. They're not 40 volt motors. They're 9 volt motors. I'm actually giving them more than 9 volts. So no, it's not. I'm not under. Anyway, it's doing what the other one couldn't do. Right, there's a bit more playing involved. I've obviously got to get the camera going, but just to show you the camera is going, but or hopefully it's going. Where's the camera gone? Oh, there we go. Right, so the camera's still going, which is great. Not that you can see much, but it is going. Have you got 2 lipos? You can see who's up. Well, these are, they're 3S lipos. So it's 11 something volts. Okay, again, I think it's fine. So the challenge, okay, let's talk about, I'm gonna actually unplug the power to the motor now. If I can. Okay, I've just disconnected the 3S battery. So let's talk about what I want to do with this. Yeah, I need to look at. I need to find out what. So they've got a dedicated PWM chip on that board because the Raspberry Pi doesn't do PWM properly. The PWM chip, I'm assuming, is I2C controlled, and so I just need to have a look at their driver because I don't know if they give me the ability to adjust that, but they might. So I need to look into that. No, these aren't 12-volt motors, and you got to remember this is a really little crappy thing. It really is, right? Okay, whatever. I can always swap the motors out at some other stage, possibly. So this is what I want to do. I don't need an autonomous tank, and trying to make something autonomous for this space isn't worth it. And this is a shitty. Like if I'm going to make something autonomous, I'm going to start with a much better thing than this, right? But this was all about getting a tank that was chat controlled. And so what I want to do is I want to run a live stream chat competition, prizes TBA, like we can discuss the prizes, which is a obstacle course based competition where there'll be an obstacle course upstairs or downstairs type thing, and you all one at a time will take turns in trying to control the tank around the obstacle course, right? So no, not tank football, it's only the one tank. So you'll need to be able to follow the obstacle course, control the tank through it, and each person's only going to get one go, right? And you'll control it via chat. I've already worked out how I'm going to allow people to do it one at a time. And you'll, prior to the event, you'll sign up for a spot. And then we'll all get to watch while each of you try to do the obstacle course live, uninterrupted by anyone else. And the person that can do it the quickest, or the person that you got to be able to complete it, and whoever can do it the quickest will win. And we'll, again, as I said, oh, there you go, I found one of the camera boards that I tried. And so that's what I want to do. What? Thanny? What's Thanny Wars? Do you have to use the command interface, or can I come and push it around by hand? Ah, Peter. No, you have to use the, you'll be using chat to control it. So there's a bit of latency, but that's fine because you're not controlling it real time, like with a joystick, right? You'll be sending it commands. You'll be able to see what the tank can see in front of you, and you'll need to drive the tank. So you'll all have exactly the same setup from the starting point. And hopefully I'll have an overhead camera that you'll be able to see the layout in some way. And you'll drive it based on that and based on what you see through the tank. And everyone gets to watch. And I think that will be fun. So that is what I want to do with this, which is why I needed a camera that was fast and had a good picture quality. Is the prize a packet of Tim Tams? We talk about the prize. I was thinking some product, but maybe some product and some Tim Tams. I don't know. I'm happy to ship Tim Tams around the world. They might arrive slightly melted or smashed, but that's okay. I've done it before. So that's the plan. And the good thing about that is because it's not autonomous, I don't need to worry about any type of autonomous stuff. Do you get practice runs? No practice runs. No practice runs. You'll all get, maybe rather than a practice run, you'll all get the ability to control the tank for a couple of minutes in an empty, like a sandbox, before you get put on the line, and then you go. Simple script writing commands coming from gamepad. Yeah, well, maybe. If you want to, that's up to you. If you can implement a way to do gamepad that on your side generates commands that then puts it into chat that then sends it to me, go for it. But you're not going to know what the commands are until the day, so that might be a bit difficult. You'll be using oven. Huh? Oh. Hey Pat, yeah, still using the INC 12C, the IN12C. Yep, it's my daily oven. Yeah, it works great. No problems with it. Only one time, for some reason, one of the rails stopped spinning, the stepper disengaged. I don't know why, it only ever happened once. I restarted the oven and it just started working again. That was months and months and months ago. Haven't had any problems with it. Just keep in mind it takes a long time to heat up because it's single phase. Like if I'm going to do a production run, I turn the oven on an hour in advance because it takes 40 minutes to an hour to get to temperature. But other than that, yeah, it's surprisingly been good. So good on you. So what do you all think? You're up for an obstacle course challenge? I think it'll be fun. I think an obstacle course would be a good thing for this. Yeah, I was going to build a top section for it. Going to build a top section for it, a way to enclose all of these, the batteries and everything else. Play around with the control of it, mount the camera, and then, you know, it could be I'd probably set it up downstairs. Maybe might be easier to get a camera looking down. I don't have a lot of height up here, so getting I guess I could do a camera up on an angle coming down, possibly. As long as you all get the same view and the same setup, then it's fair, right? Any handicap from the camera orientation is going to be for everyone. So I think that could be pretty cool. So these are all the pieces. Like, this is it. All I need to do is write code now to get it working, as in to be able to control it. I guess what we can do right now is stick it on the floor. I need a, where can I mount the camera? I need somewhere I can mount the camera. I need like a chopstick. Well, no, I need something that I can sit up and blue tack. I don't know, blue tack. I've been here for just over a year, a bit more than a year. When I started, I got the keys in July, end of July, and I was pretty much in August. So 12 and a half months I've been here for, and I've not found my blue tack. It's somewhere. It's in a box. First prize equals RMP. Well, we can talk about it. I'm happy to do whatever with prizes. We can try to do a vote, a consensus. You got some? Yeah, a bit too far away. I've got double-sided tape somewhere, but I don't even know what I can attach it to right now to hold the camera up, just so we can see where we're driving just for the moment. But how will I hold that up for now? Screwdriver stuck into something? How far does that stick through? No, that goes straight through to the ground. I'm just looking at what's on my desk that I can use to mount this thing on. Not a lot. Not a lot. How surprising. Gotta find something. An Allen key, maybe? That'll fit on that hole. How can I have nothing? Actually found a wooden, that's not gonna, how would I attach it? So tape for the moment. Maybe I need to, okay, hold on 1 second. I have an idea. It might not work. It'll probably fall off, but let's try it. It's going to be really janky. Actually, it probably won't stay straight either. Not white fake tack. What? I don't think this is going to work, but we'll try.
Alan Madsen says 103 days to Christmas.
Woohoo! Maybe woohoo. Okay, I'm just taping up this stick. See if I can get it to sit in this hole, this screw hole. Yeah, it's a bit janky, but okay. And now I need some way of holding the camera on. Maybe if I do it from the cable. I think it's going to be a bad idea. Bad idea. Yeah, this is going to be a very bad idea. Okay. But how do I stop it rotating? Got no rotation control. Okay, that is janky as, but we can try it. I'm going to plug the power back in. I'm going to put this on the ground. And I'm going to switch to Tanky view. I'll take a second to update. There we go. Oh, that it's on a bit of an angle.
John Clayton says Aussie engineering at its best.
Yeah, look at that. So we're on a bit of an angle, but should be able to go Tanky 0.5, 0.5. I'm going to, I need to, hang on one second. I need a cache in my copy and paste buffer, the stop. Okay, just in case it goes the wrong way. Okay, here we go. Okay, wrong way. Wrong way. That's why I cached it. Whoop. Actually, I'm gonna switch it now. That was just the wrong way. I'm gonna stop that. I'm gonna make this one normal and that one negative. Okay, let's try that again. Yeah, it's gonna have to be careful. Okay. Okay, here we go. Go forward. Hello. Why aren't we going forward? It didn't like me switching them for some reason. Maybe there is a problem with the motors. Whoa, okay, something smells.
Dutch Taurus says smoke.
Something
John
smells.
Clayton says where is your code feedback screen?
Whew. Okay. There was no smoke, but we have stink. It's official. We have stink. And like I expected, yep, we've lost.
Dutch
Whoa.
Taurus says but here was smoke.
We've lost one of the wires off the motor is off. Whoa, that stinks. Yeah. So I did say that we were going to lose one of the wires. Okay, so I need to find out what smells. Yeah, one of the motors smells bad.
PR0 engineer says we need save my life. Stat.
One of the motors smells rather bad. Let's go back to the test view. So I was worried before. I mentioned that. That I was scared that I was going to rip one of the wires off, and I did. So when it went backwards and it hit my chair, I think that jolt. We now have a no ground cable on that there, and that's a very unpleasant smell, I have to say. I'll tell you what else, this motor driver board is quite hot. It could actually be from the pie though. Okay, it could just be heat coming up from the pie. There are heat sinks on there, but there's no fan. So yeah, we lost that wire off the motor. Whoa. Wow, that's a pleasant smell. So I don't know if it's shorted or not. I don't think it's shorted because there's no wire at the end of it exposed. I don't know if you'll be able to see. There's there's no wire sticking out the end. So I don't think it's shorted. I think there was just no ground loop on the. You sort of changed the LiPo in case it got discharged. Don't leave it like that. Yeah, it's not warm or anything. I'll plug it in, and I'll plug it into the balancer, and I'll double check it. Thank you for suggesting that. I got it from Peter. He dropped it off. So, and I said to him, I've never worked with anything other than a single cell LiPo before, right? Never needed to. I said to him, if I destroy it, I'll just replace it, which is fine, and I can buy one off Amazon and get it today, get it tomorrow. So that's not a problem. Yeah. And these wires are also really thin on the battery, on the motor, on the motors here. Really thin and flimsy. So I'm gonna I'm gonna disconnect them. Oh, I realized I'm not in view. Okay. Let's move the Pi out the way, which is still running great off battery, by the way. Wonder how long it can last for. So yeah, these are really shit wires. And yeah. Okay, well, I guess I need to fix that before we can do the competition.
Wagon says start doing cable management.
Yeah, yeah. That would make sense. I'm a bit worried they've destroyed the motor though, because that really stank. So I was looking at different bases here, like than this one last week, when I was looking at how I was going, what I was going to do to redo this.
Alan Madsen says love Tanky have smoke screen like a real tank.
A smoke screen? As in to be able to give off smoke automatically? Yeah. Yeah, the motors are super cheap, but I still have to find a way to replace them, and they're kind of, I don't know how easy they can be removed. They can't be, like, well, I don't know, maybe they can be. I thought they were glued in. pretty sure I opened this a long time ago, but maybe they weren't glued in. I thought they were. Assuming I can... Let's see if I can pull it apart. So this is not how I expected today's stream to finish up. It's a bit annoying. Yeah, I don't know how I'm supposed to.
Wagon says, are those standard 2-wire DC motors?
Well, they're 2-wire motors. I don't know. I'm assuming there's some type of standard. I don't know. I need to get this. Don't know how to get the tread off. Okay, like that. Oh, I wasn't really planning on pulling this apart, but here we go. Or maybe without the tank tread. Might be quieter. Won't work though. There's the motors. They're yeah, this is glued together. There's screws there holding it here, but looks like there's glue in there. I could probably break it though.
Alan Madsen says, solder the wire on and give the motor 4 volt and see if it still work.
Sure.
John Clayton says, have you tried scenario that failed last week yet? Motor commanded to go in opposite directions. Yes.
Yes.
Try it elevated with no load from the...
Yeah, it was working before. Yeah, I had them going different directions before. And they're going different directions because I had the code, one of them reversed. Or I had the wiring reversed. So, yeah, that worked for sure.
Wagon says, if you wire the motors to a 4-pin crimp-on DuPont cable end, then if you have a crash, the DuPont pulls apart before wires break.
Yeah, it's a good idea. The other thing I'd do is I'd reinforce it with something else. So have to get some type like a conformal coating or something. So I'd resolder it, stick some conformal coating or something over it to strengthen it. I don't have any of that white, what's it, that stuff called? I don't have any caulking here, but maybe conformal coating will help. I've got some conformal coating. To protect the solder joints. But they're really flimsy. Look, that's about to break off as well. They're all about to break off. So I need to solve that. But I need to get this opened and work out how to, if I can, let me see if I can unscrew it.
Alan Madsen says, give it some hot glue.
I don't want to put hot glue on it. Hot glue melts. So I want something that was more, that was designed to take heat. I mean, caulking is probably the best. I don't have any. I have to order some. Like, I'm curious to know if I can get replacement motors, or even better motors. Oh my gosh, so many screws. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is glued. Shit.
John Clayton says, I think you are out of warranty at this stage.
Yeah, it's glued. Like I can pull apart this side, but I can't here because there's glue there. So I'd have to break it. It's like they didn't want you to remove these. Oh, hang on. Wait, that's glued. Maybe I can pull the motor out. Oh, okay. Interesting. The thing's glued, but the motors pop out. So that's a little, like that's, I've not seen a motor like that before, that shape. And they've got attachments for wires at the back here. But they're
Alan Madsen says hot glue melts around 140 degrees Celsius.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this got hotter. Like it stank. Maybe I'm missing a screw somewhere that I can't see. I don't know. It's not really... It looks brighter in here than it actually is. So anyone seen these before? Hey, Devon's Workshop. And hello to anyone else I haven't said hello to. I've been a bit lazy, not looking. Hey, Wagon Loads.
John Clayton says Chinese motors like this not reliable.
Yeah, I know they're not. They look like a standard DC motor. I've not seen one this short though. It's very short for its width.
Wagon says, did the motor freeze up?
No, one of the wires ripped off. The ground wire ripped off. And it always concerns me when the way they wire it up, they stick a cap between them like that. Like, well, you got your hands on a dead tank, so very understandable. What? It wasn't a dead tank until I destroyed it just then. A 130 model hobby motor. Okay, let's have a look. A Janky. Is that a name brand? $130 model motor. Oops. Yeah, no, they're not like these. Maybe that's close. Or maybe it is a 12-volt motor. Well, I don't know if my one is. That looks close, though the top bit, the whatever that's called, looks much longer. I'm not sure if it's going to fit. It looks like it's plastic on top. But that's got wide leads on it, which is interesting. So that might be, yeah, there's a cap at the back. It kind of looks the same, but kind of doesn't. So, yeah, I know what the cap's for. I just find it hilarious. Like, that looks better. Better than what this looks like. Like, they're soldering to the side of it. Like, that cap that just looks janky as... Hang on. That looks like janky as... That's all. The way it's done. So maybe this one will work. I need to look at it doesn't have any size info on it.
Wagon says, what is wrong with the motor you have? Is it too weak?
No, I don't know. I don't know if it's been damaged. It got very hot and it stank. So, cold solder joint on the body of the motor. Well, it looks like they've got something. Yeah, it's hard to see. Let me see if I can show you. See if I can get it in focus. Whoop. So they've got these joints on the side that clearly must be connected to that pin. And they've just, yeah, look at it, it's a mess.
Alan Madsen says look at RS550 DC on AliExpress. Wagon says can you test the motor with your bench supply?
Yeah, I can test the motor, that's not a problem, I'm not worried about that, but I'll still need to find a replacement if it's no good. That's why I'm looking now. John
Clayton says swap motors, right to left, to see if the controller or the motor failed.
Thanks everyone. You're giving me like debugging plans, which is great. I'm not looking at that right now. What I'm looking at is that the lead for the cap that comes through here folds over and is touching.
Ian Scott Johnston says for info PWM frequency for brushed motors 50Hz to 100Hz I think.
This wire here is coming over and it's touching the same position. Can you see this? A bit hard to see. It's going to go flying off. I'm not sure if you can see. So the cap, both ends of the cap are touching the same side by accident, even though it's soldered here. Like that's got to be a mistake, right? Like the way it was just folded over. So like these are just the crap. Anyway, frequency brush motors 50 Hz to 100 Hz. Well, I don't know. I definitely pulled the cable off. I pulled the wire off, so like, you know. Motor has a normal operating voltage range of 1 to 3
Wagon says
volts.
maybe they wired the motor wrong.
No, it was working. It was working until I just ripped the cable off it. But it still stinks. Like it doesn't smell great. I can look to see if it works or not, fine, but I still need to find a replacement motor. Either way. It's possible. So that's one option of a replacement, but it doesn't quite look the same. I'll need to look on Ali. Yeah, these are all. I'll have to look on AliExpress or on what's it called? The place I got this from, I can't even remember now. RS550 on AliExpress. Hang on, I just want to make sure it's not going to pop up my, what do you call it? Yeah, it did. Okay, it just popped up my login thing. I hate how they do that. And they expose it. Well, these motors look different. They're much longer motors. And it's like, it's got to fit. There's no room on the side to go a longer motor. So that extra bit of the shaft at the back won't fit. Yeah, a better motor won't fit. I just want to have a replacement motor in case I destroy it again. Like, that's it. It's game over for the whole project. And for the event, for instance, if someone crashes it and a cable rips out. My calipers are downstairs. Do I have a ruler up here? I do. It's rather long. So this motor is, not including the shaft, 28 millimeters long. So with the shaft all the way to the top is 36 millimeters. So yeah, 57 is too long. Yeah, maybe. It's been like literally 5 years ago I got it. What's the name of the? I can't. Oh, Banggood. Right. Oh, let's make sure that my Banggood thing doesn't pop up either. I don't know how they do that. Okay. I didn't remember my account. Good. Tank. DC motor. Don't allow. Tank kit. I don't know. Tank kit. I can't remember even what I got. Wow, look at all these though.
Rick the Almighty says what diameter?
I don't have my calipers here. Yeah, I don't know. I'll have to go down like 20-ish millimeters. Tank. Base.
Alan Madsen says RS 390
Yes, I saw. It's doing one thing at a time. It looks like looks like this.
John Clayton says thank you for going live at this time, works great for me. I get to watch at 4:30 p.m. USA Eastern Time. So thank you.
You're very welcome. This looks like a full tank using it. With a remote control. $441. Woohoo. Looks similar. No insides. RS 390.
John Clayton says maybe they can sponsor a video. PR0 Engineer says the best part of your just has to be that you can look at a $440 remote control tank and consider it a business expense.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Everything's a business expense. Yeah, these are too long still. Way too long. So it's still not the right motor. That's okay. I'll hunt... Oh, what's that one? 380. Still, it's not the right shape still, but maybe that's closer to check their diameters. I think I found it. Is this going to be a, am I going to get rickrolled? Oh, you found the tank base. No, it's a different tank base. It's actually a lower profile one. Oh, these are cool. So mine's got the bits at the top, the extra wheels at the top, for the top of the tread. Who's going? Dave's going? Where's Dave going? Ah, catch you later, Dave. Have a good sleep. Thanks for joining. Wait, that looks closer. That's a tank base. Still not quite the same. Well, maybe I'll just buy a new base. Some of these look interesting. Some of these bases. See, look at that. Mini. Oh, it might be tiny though. How small? How small is mini? See, that's a different motor again, but there's some metal ones. Yeah, These look oh, look at that. Okay. So is there a 5-year-old order history? I don't know. Maybe, or it didn't appear in Banggood, so as a product. So see, some of these are really interesting. Oh, they're so expensive, but so I went down the rabbit hole of this last week. I was looking at. I thought to myself, hey, maybe I'll just replace the base with something better. And I started looking, and oh my god, major rabbit hole and really expensive. Like I can't justify spending $500 on a tank base. But that said, like these look freaking awesome. Send me the link to the 6-wheel unit. To the what? What wheel unit? See, look at this. This looks just great. Omnidirectional wheels.
John Clayton says talk to Makers Muse. He is big on BattleBots. He might know how to spec these things, and you two are neighbors.
We're not quite neighbors, but that's okay. But yeah. Some of these are interesting. Yeah, but this as a diameter, mine is only 20 millimeters as a diameter. I need a 20 millimeter diameter and 30 something millimeter length. See, these look really interesting. It's $126. So now I'm going like, oh, look at this tiny little ESP32 remote control tank model, metal. Oh no. This is a, oh, that's just for the control board, 126.
Wagon says I had the idea of making a laser tag tank battle system.
Lots of tanks driving around. Yeah, see, look at the price goes up once you start looking at the actual chassis. Car with 37 motor, whatever 37 motor is. Okay, this is so this is using 2 of the, what do you call it, motors, right? Oh no, look at that. That look, those motors are the same, I think. They're exactly the same motors. Assuming that that's what I get in the thing. It's got the green back on it. It's got the cap sticking up the top. So that looks like this, I mean, it's a different chassis, but that looks the same. So for 20 bucks, I can buy one of these or 2 of these, have a backup, and I can also butcher one of the batteries out, one of the motors out. I have a set of such tanks the size of matchbox cars. Really? With infrared shooting? Wow, that's really cool. Some of these metal ones though look actually quite interesting. Or Wi-Fi control kit. Sorry. Doesn't say what the differences are. It's different pictures. So those motors at least have got plugs on them. They should be sending me down a rabbit hole. Are they little tiny ones, are they? Cute. Very cute. Yeah, no. I mean, I need a... It doesn't have the... Can't think, can't talk. It's got the wrong shaft thing on it, but... I mean, if you look, like, I need to find out what's in... Wait. I need to find out just the motors, like, this is the same motor in this. So there must be a specific...
John Clayton says any chance of success today?
What do you mean by success? I mean, it was working. I can rewire it, but it's a mess inside. Like, I need to solve the wiring. I need to protect the wires and stuff. I'm just going to destroy it again. So it depends what you define as success. I mean, I got the camera working. I got Python MQTT going. I got the driver going to control them. It was kind of working. I mean, I think that's success-ish, maybe. So someone mentioned 130 toy motor already, but when you do a search for 130 toy motor, all different things come up. And none of them really look the same. Oh, no.
John Clayton says test the suspect motor on a separate supply to see if it's really bad or just stressed. Is that an option?
Oh, sure, but well, I need to resolder it, and I need to, well, no, I can just, yeah, I can test it. Hold on one sec. But I don't want to necessarily reassemble it with it. I don't know if it's really been damaged or not. That's the thing. I'm not going to, not going to necessarily know if it's been damaged just by seeing if it turns. And it's still a bit smelly. Okay, so I'm just going to, the easiest way to test it is just use a LiPo. I'm just using a LiPo, and I'm just going to whoa, that sparked. Interesting. Okay, it keeps jumping away, which might be a good thing, and it might be a bad thing. Okay. Interesting. Okay, the motor's going. So
Wagon says put some finger pressure on the rotor to see if it still has any torque left in it.
yeah, that's a lot.
John Clayton says it may still be a viable motor.
Yeah, it might still be a viable motor. It just, as I said, it just smells. I don't know if I can. Yeah, it's got a bit of torque. Might be okay. It might be okay. I can solder it back together. I can try to reassemble it, but I'm still a bit suspect about it all. How long have we been going for? It's almost 2 hours. I need 3 hands is what I need, for sure. I need a way of protecting the wires. Probably need to. Okay, I'm going to solder this together. I need to go over here. Turn my iron on. And then I need to find a way of protecting it. It might just be with some some tape for the moment just to hold it down, maybe. I don't know. Okay, just bear with me a sec. Setting the temperature of the iron.
John Clayton says, before you buy a new motor, make sure that motor you have is actually bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, well, sure, but I'll probably just buy a new chassis anyway. Get a better chassis regardless. Possibly. I don't know. Like, I don't want to buy stuff for the sake of buying stuff, but yeah. Sorry, need to concentrate just for 1 sec. Solder. Come on. Stay still. That is not staying still. Very hard to, I need 3 hands. I'm holding the solder, I'm holding the iron, and the motor is rolling. Wow.
John Clayton says, can you compare the resistance of the known good motor winding to the windings of the suspect motor?
I don't know. Can I? Way above my pay grade. How would I check that? Wouldn't even know. But I don't think they're the same anyway. Okay, is that on? That might be on.
Wagon says, are the gears inside the gearbox also metal or plastic? Did they get stripped?
I have no idea. No idea, guys. It's a little toy motor. I don't know. I have some Patron. I'm just going to stick some. I've got a solder back on, and I'm just gonna
John
stick some
Clayton
Patron.
says, just measure open circuit resistance of the motor coils, compare one to the other.
Okay, well, I'll look at that in a second. Probably should have used narrower Patron. Hopefully this will go back in the housing. Okay, scissors. Okay, so I've put Patron around the end to hold them down. I should just check that they're actually connected. That'd be a shame. Yep, okay, good. Okay, so that's one motor. I should do the other one as well. Oh, look at that. The wire's off the other one as well already. The black wire. Where is it? Okay, so the second wire came off the other one. So I now need to fix that one too. Okay. Let's go fix that one, and then I'll put Patron on that as well. Auto destruct motors, yeah. That's what it looks like. Okay, one sec. That red wire is about to come off as well. That's only holding on by 2 strands. Wow, okay. It just came off. So it's stranded wire, obviously, and there's only one strand holding that on. So let's fix that one first. I don't know if I can, let me see if I can switch to my microscope. Oh, that's upside down. Okay, my view's upside down on the microscope, sorry. And I don't even know if you're going to be able to see. How am I going to stop this from moving? I don't have, as I said, I don't have, what do you call it? Oh, you know what I can use? I need blue tack. Mako, send me blue tack. So let's use, there we go. Yay. Okay, so that's one. Whoa. Okay, actually I could probably get the black one on there now. One. Oh, interesting. Hang on. So the wire's actually going the other direction. Okay, I might want to swap that direction around. Except I'm not. It's okay. Damn. That way. Okay. Take 2. I'm sure using the solder that's there may be a bad idea, don't know. But I'm going to tape it up. Okay. Oh, you. Oh, look at that. It pulled it off. Okay. Okay, let's tape that up. Still people there? Still people watching? Hope so. Okay, kept on. So I should really make sure this fits in first.
John Clayton says motors are motors at any size. The coils of the Sator should be the same, probably just cheap Chinese wiring caused the failure.
Yeah, maybe. The problem is I can't put these on now. I can't put this on to hold the motor in. That's the problem. I'm going to have to cut the Catastrophic. Okay. It's needed to hold the wires in place. Maybe you can fold over. I wonder if I can get it on. Maybe enough. I don't know. I don't know if the motor's on and engaged or not. Okay, it is. Good. Okay. But let's see if I can get this one together first, and then I'll cap on the other one. Okay.
Wagon says Ian is not close enough to the mic.
Can you not hear me? Sorry. I'll try to be a bit louder. Okay. So that's on and that's wired. And so now let me do Capton on this one. I've got thinner Capton downstairs. Maybe I should just use that. I can actually go down a bit further on the motor. Okay, hold on. See if we can get this on.
Wagon says, do you have crimp on DuPont headers for the motors?
I don't, no. But I don't need to now because these are, they're stuck down. Okay, they're stuck down. The wires can't rip off now. Well, they shouldn't rip off now. It's definitely better than what we had. I'm gonna have to check that the battery before we try it again.
John Clayton says a simple ohm check across the plus and minus terminals of the two motors. Comparing the good one to the suspect one should tell you if any S.
Yep. Just give me a sec. Okay, so they should be stronger now. Okay. Come on. Stupid wires. Okay, 1.6 ohm. And that was the bad one, or 1.8. No? Why does it keep changing? Anyway, and the good one is
Rayburn says Ian was the controller board mounted under the tank cam.
what mounted under the tank? Wait a minute. Yeah, the tank cam was sticking up. So this is a lot. It's got a lower. Oh, you can't. Hang on. Being on the reflection. Try it again.
Dutch Taurus says, did you meet a just show ouch?
So this is 1.4, 1.5. The other one was going up to 2 ohms. So there's definitely a difference. Going back to the bad one again.
John Clayton says there is a cap across the motor. The resistance measurement out of circuit should stabilize after a second or two.
Yeah, this one's a tiny bit higher, but I think it's fine. I think we're good. So, I should check the voltage of the battery. We'll check the different cells. So 4.18. Oh, you can't see that. Reflection. Gotta get rid of it. There we go. So we got, from the balancing thing, we've got 4.18, 8.36, 12.54. So they look fine. I think the battery's fine. More cells, yeah. Okay, so
John Clayton says higher resistance of the motor coil is better. That means more copper wire that is not shorted.
cool, thank you. Thank you for that info. Okay, I need to see if I can get this back together now, and I think I've dropped some of the screws. So that really sucks. 1, 2, 3. A couple of the black screws, the little ones I've dropped on my floor. So I don't know. I mean, this is not going to come apart, I don't think. Oh, I found one. If I can get one in, I think we're good. One is better than none. By the way, the Pi's still running off that battery. I have no idea how much power is in the battery. Okay. Now,
John Clayton says, I apologize if I am stating the obvious. I am a butthead sometimes.
no, not at all. I don't play with motors. Like, this is out of my wheelhouse. So, and I know it's a really simple chassis.
Wagon says, is there a way to hold everything down on the tank with cable ties or 3D printer mounting bracket for everything? Dutch Taurus says, significant other is here.
Screw top right of blue mat. Thanks, Yazzie. Oh, what am I doing? That's not even the right screw spot.
Rayburn says, see and check the controller board before you wire it back up. I have looked back on the stream and there was 2 puffs of smoke before you got.
Wait, what? How's your morning, Yazzie? Check the controller board before you wire it back up. I looked back on the stream and there was 2 puffs of smoke. Really? There was smoke? Oh, yep, the controller board's blown. Fuck! The chip's blown. Thank you for noticing that. Look at this. Oh no. We had real magic smoke. Shit. Look at, oh.
Rayburn says yes.
And it's got a smell. Look at that chip. That's dead. Oh, that is nasty. Ha! Hi, Flynn. Well, that ends the challenge today. I'm going to shut the Pi down. Oh, blew the board up. Who sent fire lasers? Shut down. Good catch. Thank you, Ray. Thank you. Thank you very much. That maybe saved me at least a Raspberry Pi. So, yeah. Wow. That completely destroyed the chip. No, and the cap next to it. And that also smells. Maybe it wasn't the motor.
Do you have a heatsink for the motor controller chips?
I don't. That wasn't a overheating issue. That was a
Rayburn
wires coming
says
off.
you're welcome.
There was no ground. Basically, the ground got ripped off the motor, so there was nowhere for the. It was just blew the chip. Okay, Pi is shut down. Let's unplug it. Damn, that's frustrating. Okay, well, I'm going to still get the tank back together. But...
Wagon says I was the one who said fire lasers.
Yeah, okay. That's cool. It's funny. I didn't see it. Pew, pew, pew. Okay, well... That's disappointing. I got it from Core Electronics. I can get another one. But that was disappointing. It's going to give me time. Like, I can get one if I order it today.
Rayburn says okay, plan B, let's make a one-track tank. PR0 engineer says I clipped the incident and put it in the live stream channel.
Oh, thank you. Just looking now. Definitely fire. Okay, let's have a look at this. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Okay, hang on, I'm going to download it.
John Clayton says I think the suspect motor might still be good at Rayburn catching the faulty component may be the actual problem.
Yep. Oh, is that a flame? Have a look on the right. That looked like flame. Yeah. That was smoke. Look at magic smoke and flame. Who was it at the start of the stream that said magic smoke? Who was it? You jinxed it. It was you. Whoever it was. Anyway, whatever. Interestingly, there's a second motor driver on that chip. So it's got 4 motor drivers. It's got 2 motor drivers, 4 motors. So it's 2 dual H bridges. So I could, I'm not going to risk it, but I could technically wire it to the second motor chip. That might be working, but yeah, yeah. It's I think it's more important. The magic smoke's more exciting for everyone as not a tank feature, but as an electronics stuff up by Xeon.
Rayburn says I think it was Adam.
Adam? Which Adam? Is Adam even here? I've not seen Adam. Okay, I don't know who it was.
John Clayton says an H-bridge requires 2 MOSFETs per motor.
These MOSFETs are built into the chip. They're all integrated into the chip. So, yeah, and that's got 2 chips. So it's got the board's got a PWM, hang on. Yeah, I know it doesn't matter, I'm just saying, the point is that the board itself it's got a PWM chip in the middle, and it's got 1 motor driver chip here. Sorry, freaking out now. Need to get this off my camera. Yeah, okay. 1 motor driver chip here that controls 2 motors, and then another motor driver chip here that controls 2 motors. And they're fully integrated driver chips. I don't even know what driver chips they are. But that cap is blown. That cap is on fire. Look at that. See if I can get close enough and focus. That cap was on fire. That's what went up in smoke. And that chip. Whew. Okay. So, I think the Tanky is kind of back together-ish. I haven't put the wheels, the tread on. Let's see how easy it is to get the tread on.
Wagon says, is there enough room underneath to mount a refit card reader and use refit coins as Stratego type mines, fuel, ammo, shields, etc. for lace?
Well, I don't know, maybe, but that wasn't really what I had planned for the tank, but no, that's not on properly. Okay, just trying to get the treads back on. Just hold on 1 second. Like if I'm gonna, can't do much else, but I can get these on. If I get the tank back to what it was. Okay.
Alan Madsen says, now I have watched so many streams and only now the smoke came.
I've done magic smoke before, haven't I? I'm sure I've done magic smoke before. Not like that. That was... I mean, I'm glad the camera was there, and thanks for catching that, Ray. That was really cool. I'm glad the because if the Pi camera wasn't there, we wouldn't have seen it. And that was pretty good smoke, considering how high the camera was sitting at the time. Remember, it was on the top of that's the stick. So...
PR0 engineer says we need smell-o-vision.
Oh, I had it here. I told you it stank. Whoa.
John Clayton says inductors are an open circuit to DC when voltage applied. Caps are a short at first. Could cap have drawn too much current and fried the Pi?
It didn't fry the Pi. The Pi's fine, I think. Fried the chip. Yeah, well, either way, whatever went first, the chip or the cap. It looked like something was smoking and then something caught fire. Yeah, I wasn't looking at the time.
Wagon says now we have World of Warfare system.
Woohoo! Yeah. Yeah, there was no ground. There was no return path. So it was just kaboom. Okay, so the tank base is back together, I think. They look like they're in the right spot. How exciting. Magic Smoke. I hope Core Electronics have them in stock still. I hope they've got more. I can get one by, what day is it today? Wednesday. By Friday. I can get another one. Maybe I need to order 2 this time, just in case. So I'm just logging in. $50, have them in stock. That was a $50 mistake, folks. $50 AU. $50 mistake. Add to cart. No, the board's screwed. The cap's gone, the IC's gone at least, and I don't know what other damage has been done. And there's residue all over the board. I've made way more expensive mistakes. I call it the ADHD tax. Thanks, Yaz. Yeah, but you don't catch yours on video. You don't catch yours on a live stream. Yeah, I'm not going to try to repair that board. No. Yeah, not worth it. Oh, wow. So that was pretty cool. That was very magic smoke. Very, very magic smoke. So while I wait for the new board to come, I'll put together the tilt and
Super
pan.
chat!
Thanks, Pro Engineer.
Rayburn says, and there's a chance that the Ike is now bonded to the pads.
It doesn't look good. Let's look under the microscope. Hang on. Let's have a look at the board under the microscope, so you can really see the mess. Hopefully, there you go. Now you can see the damage. I mean, that's like all the pins are resoldered along here. And that cap, if I just get it on the side, maybe that's that blue. Hang on, I can't get the right. I'm trying to get the angle so you can see with the microscope. So there's a hole on the side of the cap here where it blew out of. There's an actual hole. So yeah, that really went up big time. Look at that. I don't think it's worth trying to recover.
John Clayton says, Ian, need to find out why it failed. It may repeat again. Get extra boards chips because I suspect this problem will repeat until you disco.
No, it happened when the wire got pulled off. Think about it. That had no return path on the motor, right? It's like if you connect just the...
Wagon says, can the PCB be repaired?
I don't think so. I wouldn't want to. Like, I don't think it's worth it. Honestly. I don't know. I don't think it's worth trying. I'd have to source the chips anyway, and it's going to be very hard to rework because it's got the actual connector on the back is surface mount. It's surface mount connector on the back, plus all the through holes there. So I can't stick it on a hot plate. And if I use a hot air, I'm just going to melt the connectors. I'm going to melt the screw terminals. I'm going to melt the connector on the back. So I can't hot air it, and I can't hot plate it. So I really don't think trying to fix it is worthwhile. And it comes pre-soldered, so yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm 99.95%
Wagon
sure.
says pin 1 on the second horizontal chip looks shorted. Near the GND label.
Yeah, it reflowed itself. All the pins there reflowed themselves. It's all screwed now. I'm 99.5% sure the issue happened when the wire got pulled off. So there was all this voltage with nowhere to go.
John Clayton says, well, it has been fun as you said. You determined this new board gets the 2-direction problem fixed. I think the chip can't handle the current.
No, I think the chip was fine. The current required's only... There's only like 600 milliamps on each motor. This board can definitely do it. And I can also drop the voltage of the motors. I don't have to be feeding it this high voltage. So this was just to rule out the voltage issue from the other day. But I should be able to drive those motors off 5 volts without a problem. I can drive them off 3 volts without a problem. The issue is that other chip. So I just need a source that can deliver. I think the
John Clayton says, so it then is a power problem.
What do you mean? There's no... Sorry, what's a power problem? There's the... Right, you're confusing everything together. The other driver board, there was an issue with the driver board, with that chip. because I couldn't do opposite directions at the same time. This can, and so what I was trying to solve the other day on the other board wasn't a power problem. We thought it was the driver chip. This doesn't have that problem when it's not blown.
PR0 engineer says, is it worth 3D printing up a mounting bracket and cable guide for the tank to help it handle the mechanical stresses?
Yeah, I will. I'll sort all that out while I'm waiting for a new controller board, right? Right, but the current that is required isn't that high to drive these things, is what I'm trying to explain, right? So, like, when this was running off that battery, the 3S battery at full speed, it would have gone from here to that wall faster than anyone can control it. That's too fast. I don't want the tank moving that fast, right? So, anyway, there's not a current problem with it, and there's not a voltage problem with it. There was a problem with that other controller chip. And what the other controller chip wouldn't do, this board was doing. Blowing up this board was because the ground wire got pulled off the motor. I think this is fine. I think this is going to work fine. So, and I've got a whole range of battery voltages and capacities that I can try with now. So, not a problem. If I end up having to put the 3S battery and the battery bank in here all together, fine. I'll just build a tall thing to hold it all together with the camera on top. Not a problem. The only thing to solve now is buying a new board. So I will do that today. If I do it early enough today, maybe they can ship it today. Yeah. Wow. That was crazy. That was really crazy. I'm so excited we got video of it though. So excited. Is this close? No, those motors aren't the same, DJ Devon. Wrong shape. Or wrong, and it, yeah. I think that these motors are okay. They're working. And as I said, I can buy another chassis from AliExpress for like $14, and it's got motors in it. So yeah.
John Clayton says, I want to send $20 to you now. Rayburn says, Cian, what a daffroot board is it?
Please, no sending me money. This is my mistake for me to fix. It is this one, hang on. This is the Core Electronics link, but it's this board. I'll post it in here. It was more than 0.3 seconds. I don't have a coffee link anymore. I don't do those anymore, John. No. So I had a buy me a coffee link for ages, and I never got any money from them. They never paid me out. They yeah, it was a long, complicated story. So I don't, yeah. You already helped me out. You bought a Reflow Master Pro, so thank you. So that's the board anyway. So the motor controllers, MOSFET drivers, they can do 1.2 amp per channel. So 2.4 amps for the two motors is what they can do. So it's definitely not a current problem. And you can draw up to 3 amp peak for approximately 20 milliseconds at a time. Well, I already worked out the other day off the bench supply that I'm only drawing 600 to 700 milliamps off each motor at full speed. So that's 1.2 combined. Even if that goes higher and gets to 1.5 combined, that's still half of what this can do. and there are built-in flyback diodes. In this case, didn't work. A chunky polarity protection FET will protect your precious pine bonnet.
Super chat!
No! John! No, thank you, but no. No. There was no need. You already supported me. You bought a Reflow Master Pro. Thank you. R260 motor. R260. Yeah, they're close, but none of them have the cog at the end of the shaft.
Wagon says, does the driver board fail if motor connection is open?
Well, what do you mean, does it fail if it's open? I mean, it was supplying a whole bunch of current to the motor, and then the ground cable got pulled away. Where's it going to go? Where's the current going to go? It's not a matter of, like, you know, I'm sure if it was open and I tried to power it, it wouldn't fail because there would be no ability to power it. But it was powering it, and then the cable got pulled away. So, you know, that's easy to blow up lots of things doing that.
Wagon says it have a fatal error if ground circuit is open.
I don't know what you mean. It's not a microcontroller on there. So, you know what I mean? There's nothing controlling it. Thanks, John. I appreciate that, mate. Maybe Tanky next week. It depends. I need to get the stuff. I need to solve a few things, and I got a lot on this week of other things I need to do. These look closest, these ones. Right, it could have been that as well. The cable came off. Maybe it shorted something. Who knows? I don't know. But I'm pretty sure up until the point the cable came off, things were working okay. So, yeah. Anyway, I think it's coffee time, and I think it's cleanup time, and I'm glad I didn't destroy the pie. That's good. And I'll start designing something to hold all this together. Send me blue tack. Hopefully I won't need blue tack if I design something else. Yeah, I don't have a heart on mine, so I can't seem to do it. But I think because I'm not in the YouTube thing at the moment. Like my chat is pulled out from the studio side, so that's probably why there isn't one. That's cool. Yeah. Okay, thank you everyone. Thanks for joining. How exciting, Smoke. Let's not try to do that again. Yeah, hopefully I'll see you all next week. Maybe this, maybe something else.
Wagon says, is there a solid state fuse that can protect the motor output if this happens again?
Well, there's nothing already in there. Like, I don't know. Well, it shouldn't happen again because I've kept on taped the wires down. I've given it stress relief. So they soldered better with new stripped ends. So they're a better joint and they're taped down. So I can yank on these cables and there's stress relief, right? I've got stress relief now. So I don't think we're going to have that problem again, right? I mentioned at the start of the stream that I was scared, when I was wiring it together, that I was scared I was going to rip one of them off because they were very loose, right? Well, you know, I can lift the tank with it now. So it's not going to happen again. It's fully stress relief now. And even the Capton can't come off because those caps are holding the Capton down. So it's completely, it's fine. At least from the motor side, anyway. Okay, I'm going to go get another coffee. Bye, everyone. Thank you. Catch you all next week. Where's the off thing? There it is. Okay, bye.